Game 3 is underway. What are the early signs to you that Jarnell Stokes has figured out this zone D? Maybe there's one right there.
Cue it up, cue up the tape, but that's what he did. And the good job of working for position. He got to the block, cut inside, and that's what he's got to do. Continue to move, use his strength, but get deep in the post and in the lane where he can operate best.
Ryan Gomes had a slow start, 16 of his 18 in the second half, including 5 down the stretch, but it was the facilitation of Josh Midget that got things going for LA.
But again, we come back to this end of the floor, and all eyes will be on Jarnell Stokes and how he can immediately make an impact in this game. He'll still look to facilitate, but he's got to look to score as well.
Nearly a triple team came to Stokes as it's rotated to Jabril Trawick. And that's it with LA. This is the job he wanted, and now he's got his squad on the brink of a championship. Stokes to Paolo. Good block by Gomes underneath, but it stays with the Skyforce.
Excellent possession for Dew, sending an extra player in Vanderblue at Stokes. He finds Paolo under the basket, but again, the defense still quick enough to collapse and recover.
Magruder catch and shoot. Battle for the rebound. It comes to Stokes, who follows up his own.
Dominate the offensive glass. It was the Los Angeles team, the Skyforce, getting second chance looks early on. Will be a big difference maker.
Vanderblue nearly threw it away. Under 10 on the timer. The Jet had 16 points and 10 assists, a double-double in game 2. Justin Harper had back-to-back 21-point performances, misses his first look. Skyforce off to the races.
Beautiful break. The open court is where the Skyforce is just very efficient in their execution. See how hard they can run. In Los Angeles, they want to play an up-tempo game, but again, how does that affect the minutes that these starters already put in with the shortened bench and the shortened rotation that Casey Owens has to deal with?
Transition game here for the Skyforce. Stokes, the trailer, puts it on the deck and gets to the rim for 2.
Good things always happen when you're in the middle of the floor, especially for a player like Stokes. We didn't see him make plays like that yesterday. He wasn't as aggressive. He was looking to pass off. I like the way that he's got his mindset on getting to the hoop early on.
First 2 games, it was LA that got off to a great start. Here in the decisive game 3, it's Sioux Falls up 8-0 with Jarnell Stokes having 6 points. Magruder.
He's been spectacular in what he's been able to do. Known for his defensive ability, but offensively. He's a 3-and-D guy, can hit a 3-pointer, but now he's been in more of attack mode, averaging just about 6 more free throw attempts per game during these playoffs.
Second-year pro out of Kansas State. Ryan Gomes can't hit off glass. Sioux Falls in the form of DeAndre Liggins running. Back of the iron on a 3. Sioux Falls with the decided rebounding advantage in this series. Midget, though, with the steal, led the league in that category during the regular season. Josh Midget, watched by Rodney Magruder. Jet back to Magruder as the tone has been set here early in game 3.
Not a lot of love between these two teams, no surprise.
Vanderblue fades away. Justin Harper inside. 9 in a must-win game 2.
And they really haven't figured out a way to stop Vanderblue. We saw Magruder start out on Vander in game 1 and game 2. Now they're trying Liggins to see what he can do to slow him down.
Ryan Gomes over Jarnell Stokes.
And it goes without saying, at this point in the ball game, given the depth of the Skyforce, you got to make sure that you cut into this lead and don't let Sioux Falls gain confidence and get a comfortable lead to be able to use their bench to their advantage.
Casey Owens does not call an early timeout, allows his team to try to dig out of that 10-0 hole on their own. Harper in the corner, drains it.
That's what Harper does, and he is been very consistent in these finals, 21.7 rebounds in each of game 1 and game 2. But Jarnell Stokes spoke with us yesterday, and he said, I got to work on my contests. I got to make sure to get out quicker, hands high, and don't give these stretch bigs the type of looks that they've been getting.
That's his bread and butter, just backing down Harper to score once again in the painted area.
And when Stokes is so deep, it's hard to throw those traps and throws those extra bodies on him, and he's had his way early on.
We see the finished product, but how important is the location of the catch for Stokes?
Huge, huge. I mean, it's every...
Stokes, baseline drive, spins and scores.
I tell you what, he's showing off not just ability to be dominant inside, but they're just putting the ball on the floor, reading his defense. He said he's got strength, but also he likes to think that he's a finesse big as well. So a little bit of that with a foot speed.
Reset here for Vanderblue. Mismatch against Jarnell Stokes. He'll take Stokes to the rim, but missed the layup. Collapsing D by Sioux Falls leads to the transition opportunity. Magruder to Liggins. Now it's Paolo on the crossover, gets underneath. Offensive rebounds, an elite offensive rebounding guard is the way that Casey Owens, the LA head coach, describes Rodney Magruder. Good hands by Vanderblue, shields off Trawick. Gets it back and puts it in.
Good finish to a botched up play by there with Vanderblue, but a nice job with his quick active hands to get that going. And a much needed point for this Los Angeles team.
Liggins, no good from 3. Good box out of Stokes by Harper for the rebounds. Gomes to Andre Ingram. In and out.
Like an MVP here tonight, and we talked about the way the defenders mixed up the looks in the defensive just energy they brought towards him in game 2. But Stokes is doing the same thing at them offensively, mixing up the looks, the way that he's attacking the basket, and how he's moving and creating buckets for himself and also for his teammates.
Vanderblue is getting the mismatch against Stokes, just can't take advantage. Kick out Whittington, and Michael Holt. Larry Drew II is checked in for Sioux Falls. So too as Torrey Murray. This is Drew, off target from 3.
Stay positive, 4 to 6 weeks for him. He said try and get back and be ready for when Summer League rolls around.
90 seconds to go. DeAndre Liggins just throws it up. Whittington to Keith Benson. A bit of a hitch in his shot as he misses. Najet open for 3. Well beyond the line and left it short. Torrey Murray without numbers, pushing to Liggins, slithers inside, and it was caught on the baseline. To a 5-point game.
More Josh Najet does that, finds some baskets at the hoop. Hopefully it will open up the floor for guys like Ryan Gomes, or when Andre Ingram is in the game, to knock down some open perimeter shots as well. Step back Drew at the end of the shot clock. Just 3 seconds left. Gomes fires. No good. 5-point lead for Sioux Falls. Big reason for that was the mindset and the approach by Jarnell Stokes, going at the baskets and just adjustments they made offensively, but more than anything went back to his bruising big man self of just poke. Josh Najet rimmed out on a 3. On average, but 45 minutes last night. It's not going to be easy for this starting 5 for Los Angeles in the back-to-back, but they're ready to empty the tank. And the trend continues tonight for LA. That these LA players have said we're used to it. It's how we played in the playoffs. Lost some teammates to injury. But they said, what more do you want? An opportunity to play for a championship? You don't want to come off the floor. Torrey Murray
Left to 3 short. Jarnell Stokes battling for the rebounds. First half. And speaking of stars, Jarnell Stokes, number 2 on the NBA D-League prospect watch list. Spent some time with Miami earlier this season and is concluding the year here in Sioux Falls. Harper spins, and it's blocked away. Nigel Spikes earning his first minutes.
That for depth for Dan Craig, and a guy who hasn't seen a minute in the finals and makes an impact immediately.
Played just a total of 2 minutes in the Eastern Conference Finals, did Spikes. Whittington attempts to thread a pass that's kicked out of bounds.
The Skyforce, they're going to a zone. They've been trapping. They've been showing some double teams. But they got to make sure that they continue to pack it in the paint, because the Skyforce produce best when they get the balls wide open. You like your matchup if Vanderbilt can take it at a player like Nigel Spikes.
A low-scoring first half. Who does that favor?
I mean, I think it favors the Skyforce, because that's how they want to play. They want to play more in the half court. They're defensive-minded. If they can keep LA off the scoreboard and not let them put up the type of points